Last time we met Ludo, a simple kid born to a poor worker. He barely survived the awakening test, then chose something insane called the Awakening of Death. In that place, you sacrifice 50 years of your life just to get a random profession. But Ludo awakened the Immortality skill. Every time he kills a monster, he gains 1 day of lifespan. So he started grinding like a madman, slaughtering huge numbers of monsters to reclaim every single day he lost. Now his age reads 113 years, and he's heading into the Academy entrance test. The examiner looks at him and goes, "You're just a normal warrior," which means today's test is going to be brutal for him. And if he fails, no Academy will accept him after this. So, can Ludo actually pass the Teen GUI Academy test? Send blessings on the prophet, and let's jump back in. Ludo receives his entry card and heads straight to the testing site. The official welcomes everyone and points to a massive training tower. He warns them that the tower changes the exam depending on your current profession, and at the end it ranks everyone based on their starting scores. Only the top 200 candidates make it at most. And one more thing, any rare equipment you brought will be disabled inside the tower, because the Academy wants to pick true talent, not rich family advantages. The kids immediately start complaining, like, what kind of evil exam is this? They're already mad before it even begins. Disable our gear? Then what's the point of us being here? One guy panics and says he's basically useless without his equipment. His classmate fires back, "Exactly. What good are you if your gear is stronger than you? You're trash without it." Meanwhile, Ludo stays calm. He says, "This test was basically made for me. I never had powerful equipment to begin with, so this is actually an advantage." Then the Academy instructors start talking among themselves. They say over 60 people here have rare legendary level abilities, which means those people can almost guarantee a spot in the top 200 without even trying. But one of the instructors warns them that nothing is guaranteed here. Not a single person here even has a true legendary class talent. A third instructor laughs and says, "Legendary? That's like hunting for a needle in a mountain of hay." Another teacher points at Ludo and goes, "That kid is just a normal warrior. Why is he even applying to our academy?" The female instructor agrees. "Yeah, how did he get accepted to take the test at all? This has to be a mistake. We should apologize and send him home." Someone asks, "Do you think that'll work after his test already started?" So they decide to watch. Meanwhile, Ludo prepares for his first fight against an earth bear. The moment the battle begins, he sacrifices 10 years of his life to boost his power 100 times. One clean hit, and the bear drops instantly. The Academy system announces, "Congratulations, you cleared the first trial in 1.2 seconds. The instructors freeze. Wait, that's the same guy we wanted to kick out. How did he crush the test that fast? One of them gets suspicious. Maybe he's cheating. That earth bear is level 15. How does he kill it in 1 second? So they order the team to analyze his skills. The report says he used a basic thunder strike, a common warrior skill. One instructor blinks. Thunder strike is that strong? The senior teacher shakes his head. Don't rush. Let's keep watching and see what happens next. Then the students are brought out, and the official announces that Phase 1 is over and the scores will now be revealed. A girl starts laughing and says, "I finished in 10 seconds. First place is obviously mine." But then the results pop up and Ludo is ranked number 1. She's stunned. What? How am I not first? Who is this Ludo? Even Zhang complains. "Ludo? Seriously? Why do you keep showing up like a ghost every time? You're so annoying." The official raises his voice. "The second test is high risk. Anyone who wants to quit can step out right now." Then they explain the twist. The students can choose the difficulty level themselves. The girl smirks and says, "Fine, I'm choosing Nightmare," and everyone gets teleported to the second testing ground. A whole army of goblins charges straight at them. But this girl's power is basically legendary level, and she wipes the goblins out effortlessly. One instructor recognizes her. "Isn't she that hero's daughter?" Another nods. Like father, like daughter. But then a second teacher points at Ludo's selection. He picked Hell difficulty. That's even higher than Nightmare. and Ludo launches his famous move, 10,000 swords, erasing everything in seconds. The instructors are speechless. He chose hell even though he's a normal warrior. That makes no sense. The others whisper, if he keeps this up, he'll take first place again. But one instructor grins. Yeah, and Fu Yang is insanely jealous. I want to see her face when she finds out she's second. The test ends, and Fu Ying says confidently, done, first place is mine now. But once again, Ludo takes number 1. Her expression hardens. Every time the point gap between us gets bigger. How am I supposed to catch him now? She adds, and he even chose hell difficulty like it was nothing. As for Jang, he completely loses hope. He's whining about his bad luck when he runs into Ludo, and he literally bolts like a coward. Ludo calls after him, you lived off my back for years, acting superior in front of everyone, but now you're finished. And right then, Fu Ying suddenly steps forward and says, you! Fu Ying walks right up to him and says, you, the one named Ludo. He looks at her like, yeah, miss, what do you want? She snaps back, I'm Fu Ying. I only got second place because of you. Ludo shrugs. Okay, so what do we do about that? She narrows her eyes and asks, don't tell me you have a legendary profession. Ludo answers calmly, no, not at all. She scoffs, liar. Then she forcefully checks his status, and her face drops when she sees the truth. You're a normal warrior. That's not even a rare class. It's not mythic, not legendary, nothing. So how did you get those scores? She jabs a finger at him. Speak. Where did you get those points? You're a fraud, aren't you? Ludo's tone turns cold. So you scanned my status without my permission. What do you want from me now? She smirks. I challenge you. I'm going to expose you in front of everyone. Ludo asks why. She grins. Because you're scared, obviously. He shakes his head. No, I just don't see why I should fight you in the first place. Fu Ying lifts her chin. Then listen, I'm the strongest genius in Tianhai City. Is that a good enough reason? Ludo answers flatly. Still doesn't matter to me. That's when she ups the stakes. Fine, I'm also the vice leader of the Tianhai Grand Guild. If you beat me, I'll let you join the guild and you'll get resources for free. You'll be allowed to use all the fortified training towers to strengthen yourself. Ludo finally pauses. I don't care about the guild itself, but those benefits are insane. Only an idiot would refuse that. Then he adds, but what if you take it back later? How do I know you'll keep your word? Fu Yang crosses her arms. I'm the vice leader. I'm not some kid who lies and plays games. Right then, a man arrives and says, I'll guarantee every word she promised you. Fu Yang blurts out, Dad, what are you doing here? He smiles at her. You got second place, and that's what upset you, right? Then he turns to Ludo. Listen, kid, I'm Fu Shan. I'm the father of this little troublemaker. Ludo's eyes widen. Fu Shan, the legendary hero who saved Tianhai City back in the day. Ludo greets him respectfully. Fu Shan nods and says his daughter has loved competing since she was small, especially when she meets someone worth testing. Ludo replies, if that's all it is, then I don't have a problem with it. They head to the duel arena, and the instructors whisper, so who's gonna win? One teacher says, in terms of raw talent, Fu Ying should be stronger. Ludo is just a normal warrior. Fu Ying looks at him. Ready? And she opens with her strongest move, Fire Impact. Ludo activates the Wolf King's hand and blocks it head on. Fu Ying stares in shock. How did he stop that so easily? Ludo flashes forward at insane speed, forcing her back. She counters with Forest Prison, turning the ground around him into thick, crushing branches. Ludo smashes through them like they're nothing. Then she fires off magical thunder, but Ludo meets it with an even stronger lightning strike. In the next heartbeat, he has his sword pressed against her back. He says calmly, that means I win. Fu Ying clicks your tongue. So what? Your win isn't that impressive to me. Ludo answers, maybe not, but you still have to keep your promise. And she does. She hands him the guild badge and says, this is your new identity symbol. She explains that if he completes guild missions, he'll earn contribution points, and he can use those points to buy items from the guild shop. Ludo says, "Thanks." Fu Ying sighs and admits, "Honestly, you deserved the win. I was just furious about losing." Then she grabs his arm. "Come on, I'll show you the guild." Ludo tries to refuse. "I need to go back to the city," but she cuts him off. "Nope, you're coming. End of story." And her father quietly speaks to someone hidden nearby. Fu Yan turns serious and says, "Find out who that boy is. I want everything, from the day he was born up to this exact moment." Then they head to the guild, and Ludo looks around and asks, "Where did everyone go?" Fu Ying tells him they're all out running missions, and we're going to do one too. The guild members spot her and start whispering, "Isn't that the vice leader?" They point at Ludo, and who's the guy with her? One girl snickers. From the looks of it, those two are really close. Just then, Mr. Mo shows up and barks, "Why are you standing around gossiping? You're useless here. Move it, now!" They panic and say, "We're leaving." As they scatter, Mr. Mo notices Fu Ying standing with Ludo. Mr. Mo squints at him and mutters, "Who is this kid, and why is he so close to my beloved Fu Ying?" Meanwhile, Fu Ying introduces Ludo to an instant teleport gate where they can choose the location and the difficulty level. She asks, "Which fortress do you want?" Ludo thinks for a second and says, "Do you have a place like a locust swarm? Weak monsters, but in massive numbers." Fu Ying nods. "Let me check." Then she says, "Yeah, the goblin dungeon matches what you want." She explains it's packed with monsters. Their levels are low, but there are so many of them. The only problem is it doesn't give much loot. Ludo smiles. "That's exactly what I want." Then he adds, "But I'll have to clear it alone." He selects Hell difficulty, and as he walks off, Fu Ying stomps her foot. "Idiot! I got you into the guild, brought you all the way here, and now you're going in alone and leaving me outside again." Inside the fortress, Ludo slaughters goblins like it's nothing. Outside, Fu Ying watches the whole thing. After a full hour, Ludo finally comes out. She rushes up. "So what happened in there? I saw you kill more than 20,000 of them." Ludo nods. "That's why I joined the guild in the first place." Then he adds, "My system tripled the kill reward. I gained 60,000 extra days of life. At this point, I'm pretty sure I've passed 200 years comfortably." Later, Fu Shan receives Ludo's report. He reads it and says, "His mother and father are dead. He even failed the awakening test. That explains why he went to the awakening of death and sacrificed 50 years of his life." The next day at the guild, Fu Yang tells Ludo, "Take me with you this time. You're not going alone anymore." Ludo says, "But the dungeon won't open until tomorrow. We have to wait for the cooldown." Fu Yang grins. "I've got scrolls that reduce the waiting time. We can enter right now." Ludo asks, "Where did you even get these?" She says casually, "I have tons of them. Here, take these. Don't worry, I'll treat you well in our guild." Ludo hesitates and says, "There's something I should tell you. I might not even join this academy. I only came to take the test and figure out my real strength." Fu Ying blinks. "So you're looking for a stronger academy? There are only two, Bacon Academy and Qing Yu." Ludo says, "Wherever the strongest place is, that's where I'll go. I won't hesitate for a second." She studies him. "Why do you push yourself this hard?" Ludo answers simply, "It's passion." Fu Ying sighs. "But you've got one big problem. Your profession is bad. Nobody respects it, and it'll be a real obstacle in the major world academies." Ludo waves it off. "Forget that. It's not an issue." Ludo says, "All right, let's enter the dungeon first." They step into the same goblin dungeon again, and Ludo immediately uses his 10,000 sword skill, wiping the entire place out in one go. Fu Yang stares at him and asks, "Where did you even get that skill? And why didn't you use it when we fought?" Ludo answers, "If I used that on you, everyone would think I was bullying you. And on top of that, my win would have been completely unfair." Fu Yang frowns. "Don't underestimate me. I'm not weak like you think." But in her head, she admits, "He's way stronger than I thought." Then she's stuck on the same question again. How is he just a normal warrior and still this powerful? She looks around. "All right, dungeon cleared. Let's get out of here." They head back to Fu Ying's home, and she tells her father he's obsessed with clearing towers and dungeons that have huge numbers of weak monsters. And he's still a normal class warrior. I seriously don't get how he's this strong. Her father says calmly, Fu Ying, it's normal to meet people better than us. We're not the best forever. Then he adds, Ludo definitely has a secret that only he understands. Fu Ying sighs. He doesn't even want to join the academy he tested for. I can't figure out what he's thinking. Her father nods. He's got his own way of thinking, and he reminds her, even the academy instructors praised him at the end of the exam. Fu Ying goes to sleep, still confused. Her father stays awake, thinking hard. I know he went to the awakening of death, but something is off. That boy doesn't look like he aged at all. He narrows his eyes. There's something I'm missing. It's like he's starting to touch the first pieces of the truth. Meanwhile, we move to the student dorms at Tiangui Academy. Ludo opens his status panel. He's now level 17, and he has 431 years left on his lifespan after all the monsters he killed. He smirks and says, everyone keeps calling me a normal profession, so what will you do when I change it to an epic class, maybe even legendary soon? But first, he focuses on upgrading his Immortality profession. He upgrades Immortality to an advanced level. Now, every monster he kills gives him 10 extra days of life instead of 1. Think about it. If he kills thousands of monsters, that's tens of thousands of days added instantly. Ludo grins. With this, I can go back to the awakening of death and choose the profession that fits me best, because now he'll have practically unlimited years to sacrifice there. And once Immortality improves, he can also upgrade his life sacrifice skill into an advanced class called Rage of the Living. After the upgrade, we learn something crazy. If Ludo dies, the system will deduct 100 years from his lifespan, rewind time back to the exact moment before he died, and let him try again. And he can activate this effect every 5 minutes. On top of that, the skill still keeps its original core benefit. Every time he sacrifices years of his life, he gets an even bigger burst of power. Ludo takes a breath and says, so that means I've got 3 chances that can save me from death. But, he adds, I still need to raise my lifespan even more. He decides, tomorrow I'm going back to the Goblin Dungeon. And that's where part 2 ends. Honestly, I'm excited to see what profession he chooses next time in The Awakening of Death. If you enjoyed the story and made it this far, support us like always. And with that, we're out.